How did Sauron know that Gollum once had the One Ring? In the Fellowship of the Ring, Gandalf speaks of Mordor's dark pull. Yes, to Mordor, said Gandalf. Alas, Mordor draws all wicked things, and the dark power was bending all its will to gather them there. The ring of the enemy would leave its mark, too, leave him open to the summons. And all folk were whispering then of the new shadow in the south, and its hatred of the west. There were his fine new friends who would help him in his revenge. Wretched fool! In that land he would learn much, too much for his comfort, and sooner or later, as he lurked and pried on the borders, he would be caught and taken for examination. That was the way of it, I fear. When he was found, he had already been there long, and was on his way back, on some errand of mischief. Sauron had many slaves and prisoners, mostly prisoners of war or those enslaved through conquest. The borders of Mordor were exceedingly dangerous. Generally, nothing dared to venture near. Gollum, with his peculiar nature, also stood out. He was not an elf, dwarf, man, or orc, and his uniqueness likely caught the attention of higher-ranking figures like the Nazgul. The Nazgul, especially the Witch King, might have had some knowledge of Gollum's people, the Stoors, hobbit ancestors with settlements near the Gladden Fields, the area where the ring was lost. Sauron might not have been immediately familiar with hobbits, but he would have found Gollum to be an odd and intriguing creature. The residue of the ring in Gollum would have been a dead giveaway when Sauron came near him. When Gollum was captured leaving Mordor, it was not a small event. Mordor's entrances were heavily guarded, and the fact that Gollum managed to evade detection would have been cause for suspicion. His capture and subsequent interrogation would have raised questions about his intentions. Naturally, his obsession with the precious would come up. Although his ramblings might have seemed incoherent to his captors, the mention of a ring would not have gone unnoticed. When Sauron eventually learned of Gollum and his connection to the ring, he took a personal interest. Sauron, through torture, pieced together the story and realized the significance of Gollum's precious. Gollum's age, his unnaturally long life, and the power that still clung to him all pointed to the fact that the ring in question was the One Ring. At the Council of Elrond, it was revealed that until Gollum came into the picture, Sauron believed his ring was lost forever, or perhaps even destroyed. Gollum, who had come to Mordor willingly, and had even befriended Shelob, became a significant pawn in the search for the ring. Gollum's fixation on his precious provided Sauron with the clues he needed to connect the dots. Though Gollum himself had no idea that his precious was the One Ring, Sauron was able to make the connection based on Gollum's unnaturally long life and the power that still clung to him even after losing the ring. Sauron's decision to meet Gollum in person speaks to the creature's uniqueness. Gollum wasn't just another prisoner, he was something entirely different. After all, Sauron had never seen a hobbit before. For a being like Sauron, who had been around for millennia, encountering a new type of creature would have sparked immense curiosity. It wasn't just Gollum's race that interested Sauron, though. The Dark Lord sensed the residue of the ring on Gollum, a part of himself lingering in the creature's being. Gollum's resilience during the torture must have surprised Sauron. Even though Gollum was terrified, his spirit was unbroken, a stark contrast to the many heroes who had fallen in terror before Sauron's mere presence. Ultimately, Gollum's capture was a significant event in the search for the ring. His obsession with the precious, his unusual nature, and his inadvertent connection to the One Ring all made him a key player in Sauron's plans. Now Sauron knew the ring still existed, and it was with Baggins's. Thanks for watching. It would be amazing if you subscribed. That would be really appreciated.